Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. You'll notice that many teams want to hire me. That's fine. I have a job now. So, yeah. Hey, what are my goals, Bob Nutting? You think I should not suck completely, get a better right fielder, get a team leader, and reach the playoffs in the next 5 seasons. I guess all of those things are theoretically doable. I don't have a lot of hope about them. This needs to go. I would like to know who is hot. Everything else here is fine. So, you're probably already asking yourself, what are the big changes in OOTP 22 this season? One of those big new changes is 3D ballpark construction that we're probably not going to see this episode. Instead, I plan to show that off when and if we make the playoffs. I've also made a couple of other changes to the game. First of all, I've added some of the additional leagues to the game. Specifically, I've added Nippon Professional Baseball League, Korean Baseball League, the Cuban Baseball League, and all of the American Independent Leagues, as well as the World Cup of Baseball. Now, this may slow down simming times a little bit to get through seasons, but I'm going to keep a very close eye on it, and as long as it's not disruptive, I'm going to keep it. The reason this all matters is that we now have a much smaller minor league system. Oh, I like this. Drag and drop. What? I love everything about it. Absolutely everything about it. The other big change is base coaches. So we click on staff roles here. You'll notice we have a first base coach and a third base coach. And I've got my third base coach teaching my infielders and catchers. And I've got my bench coach teaching the outfielders. So my first base coach teaching them. And then base running is coming from my bench coach. So this is a new thing in the game. There's also a lot more detail on how people get along. So if I click on, say, Ben Cherington here. That's a terrible example because he's a GM. Let's look at Don Kelly. If we look at relationships, we'll see there's now a spectrum of relationships between players that love him and players that hate his guts. Like Richard Rodriguez, who for whatever reason is like, that guy is such a dick. I want to punch him in the face. And, maybe he's got it coming. I don't know. It's probably just because he really, really likes pitching. Like, a lot. But you'll also notice that we've actually broken down what they're good at and what they're not so good at. So here he helps us manage the aging curve. He's good at fixing mechanics. If we look at, say, our hitting coach, Mr. Rick Eckstein, we can see he's good at teaching defense, and he's pretty good at teaching hitting. He's rated good on a scale of probably what goes from excellent all the way down to poor. And he gets along super good with the hitters and not so good with the pitchers. This is not really going to matter very much, I don't believe. Although he interestingly has a big issue with Cabrian Hayes. But he's like my one good position player. You have to like him. So that's new, which is very exciting. Click on personnel. Although this isn't reflected in the game yet, there technically is no rookie league anymore. There's just In fact, they haven't made any of the minor league changes. Because right now there's only officially 4 minor league levels. No, there are actually 4. Yeah, it's AAA, AA, High A, and Low A. There's no more short season league, and there's not supposed to be a rookie league either. But I have a feeling they're just doing things a bit differently for one reason or another. Let's get ourselves a hitting coach, Ernie Young. Why not? I know I just picked the first guy at random, but I also don't really care right now. What else has changed? They've apparently changed... let me show you a couple of other things that have changed. If we go under options... No, it's under players and face gen. No. Where do you put trading? Yes. There's a much bigger spectrum. You'll notice I've slightly tweaked trading to make it a little bit harder. Another thing that I've done that either it wasn't here before or I just didn't pay attention to it, I've told them to start incorporating stats and scouting reports, which should give us more accurate scouting, where they're not just instantly saying, oh, his ratings are fantastic. If the guy's hitting like garbage, I want that reflected in his overall ratings here. We're doing 1 to 100 again for current and potential and everything else. Overall and potential is going to be 20 to 80, just like it is in real life. And everything else here is pretty much the same. I don't really want to deal with poaching coaches from other teams, but I don't care if it's enabled, so I'm just going to leave it on, I guess. What else have I changed here? I've left everything here the same. I'm debating turning on the National League designated hitter rule. Like, it's gonna happen, right? We're gonna have the DH in the National League probably in the next season or two. But I left it on for now. I left it off, rather. I also did turn on draft picks. I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to mess with it too much, but it's something I'm going to consider. I want to quickly look at Japan to make sure it turned on posting. I don't know where it actually puts posting, though. Yes, here it is. So we're going to turn on posting for Japan, and we're going to turn on posting for Korea. Oh, it's already on. Great. Now, the reason that what posting is basically is you basically have to pay the team to even negotiate with the guy, and then they pick a particular bid, and then the winner of the bid actually gets to negotiate with the player. Now, the player typically gets 0 of the posting bonus. That bonus goes entirely to the club. But it's a neat system, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. But let's look at the ballpark for a moment here. So we actually play in a bit of a pitcher's park. It's easier for lefties to hit than righties. And it's a really good doubles park, which probably means it has a really big outfield. This is actually a lot better, though. We should have a lot easier time finding pitchers, I think, than we did with Baltimore. Salaries. We can look at this later on. I don't really want to get too deep into the woods of who we need to pay yet, because it's going to be a while before most of those decisions are forced upon us. So let's look at actually what we've got. Let's check rosters and transactions, see what we're talking about here. I am seeing a team with the very definition of mediocrity. Like, holy shit, is this a mediocre team? There's exactly one exciting prospect in Mr. Cabrian Hayes. And even he's merely very good, not mega elite. But he's definitely good enough to play in the majors and to show us what he can do this season. Brian Reynolds is fine. Brian Goodwin is okay, I guess. If we quickly go through our farm system, we've got some other middling to acceptable players. Is I think the kindest thing I could say about this. Oh poop is another word that strikes me as something I need to say. Wow, the cupboard is bare. This is the first time I actually sat down and looked at the team, and I'm just like, who the hell do I even build around? Like, Kevin Newman is an okay hitter and a decent second baseman. But yeah, this is not a good team. It's not a good team. I do think Brian Goodwin's got some potential. He's a decent right fielder with good plate discipline and decent power. But man, And pitching, I am underwhelmed by how average you all are. So, instant reactions. This is going to be the kind of team that is going to take a long time to make playoff ready. I think we can all agree about that right now. I don't even have a lot of good upper level prospects. I mean, I've got some decent relievers, I guess. Travis Swaggerty is meh. But yeah, as Avindian of Indianson, I am not enthusiastic about our chance. I'm going to go ahead and, okay, I already did that. Anything else I want to do here? Nope, everything else here will be me. Beautiful. I don't even have, like, an overpriced veteran that I can try to flip for a prospect or two. Like, no one's going to want Gregory Polanco. They're not even going to bother talking if I try to trade him. They say they've apparently approved trading AI and changed some things around. Prospects only, please. And I get nothing. That is understandable, actually. I'm still going to put him on the trading block. But yeah, I think this is just going to be a suffer season. This is just going to be, let's figure out what we can make something of. And I'm not even going to touch the roster. I'm just going to go ahead and let my bench coach say what happens here. I mean, there's so little here that's good. No, Polanco, you're benched. And then Mr. Brian Goodwin, do you have a very strange, yeah, you can definitely handle against both of them. Mr. Goodwin, I would like you to bat 5th. No, 4th. Why is Moran... You know what? It's because he hits for power. I get it, but jeez. Jeesh. And yeah, good one. Switch over. Polanco, you're benched. You offer no actual value to me. I'm going to exercise your options so hard at the end of the year that your brain will be scrambled. I really don't care about most of this, though. This is probably going to be kind of a short episode, just in the sense that there's little that I care about. That's all pretty much the same. Yeah, a lot of the changes this year are supposed to be under the hood. The AI is supposed to be a lot better at offering trades. Which is good. Tyler Anderson, you're pretty terrible. So I'm not going to re-sign you. I'm just going to stop at that. Adam Frazier, you're not even as good a second baseman as Kevin Newman. So I'm probably going to trade you too. But probably not this season. I'm probably going to wait until the offseason. They also supposedly rebalanced contract AI so that players won't always demand like billions of dollars, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and sim up to opening day, though. You are welcome, Ernie Young. I don't know if I like this red color here. I might mess with the colors a little bit later on. I realize I haven't actually checked free agency, but, I mean, I'm not really going to accomplish much. I will actually carefully check the waiver wire and see if we can grab a couple of interesting players that way. We also need to scout the draft, too. So, let us go to rookie draft. I will be picking first overall. I didn't realize that, but that's a nice bit of interestingness. So, I am going to go ahead and scout you two. Like, right now I just want information. So I'm going to go ahead and scout everybody with a 50 plus, with the exception of one gentleman named Jack Leiter. And this is just because, as we discussed, I'm not going to draft. I'm going to try not to draft people I've already drafted. But yeah, I'm going to task you with everyone over 50 and make sure that we get the best possible player. Because I know we just don't have any information. And until we get that information, then yeah. So I'm going to check all of you, and I'm going to say request a scouting report. And I love they did this, by the way. The scouting task list is now right here, which is great news. It's fantastic news. And this even tells me he'll still be able to do his regular scouting, which is great. There we go. That's a good mix. I'm probably going to want a better scouting director. This guy seems like he's not that exciting, but I'll still take it. Staff cohesion right now is amazing. And I think it's because the assistant GM doesn't actually matter. I don't think his personality actually works with everything else here. And everyone else is actually personable. And nobody, like, hates personable people. So we're going to have a good amount of cohesion. But yeah, I think it is now time to go ahead and just start letting it play some baseball. Alright. So we're now up to average. And what I see is not interesting at all. Like, this is a player who might hit okay, but he probably won't. Tyree Reed is a decent outfielder. Again, he's not a great hitter, though. Tommy White has elite power. Does this make him a first-round draft pick? Oh, you better believe it doesn't. But he's at least interesting, which the other players so far are not. But James Wood has elite power, but not much else. You know what? My scout is mediocre, right? I'm trying to get a new scout. I want to check available personnel. Please. Here we go, staff search. Wait, you're telling me that nobody is available? Oh, that's my short list. Okay. So one thing you can do is you can actually hire coaches from other organizations. Ah, he doesn't even want to talk to me. You probably would. Damn it. I mean, all of you are, like, considerably better. Let's get someone who's great at the amateurs. And at least decent at everything else. Chris Klein is near the top of that list because I have a feeling... Actually, Chris Nathan. You would be my best possible scout, I think. God damn it. Okay, Chris Klein would sign. Let me just make sure that I can't get old Kip here. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna take Chris Klein. Because my current scout is garbage. And it's really important to me that we hit on this pick. Have you been hired yet? No, you're thinking about it. Okay. I'm not even going to look at these scouting reports. That's how much I dislike my current scout. I mean, I don't really care. Oh, I need to reset that, don't I? Alright, we got a new scouting director. So we're going to instantly turn this junk off. You're just going to get the same budget as the last one. I'm fine with that. And then you are going to scout all of the top prospects for me. Like, notice how different his opinion is already. Alright, give me some scouting reports. And now I'm going to have more accuracy in my own players, too. And that's going to help convince me who to keep around and who to get rid of. Alright, so the other thing I want to do is I want to come to the manager options screen. I always forget to do this. When a player is out for at least a week with at least a severe performance drop, because otherwise I just trust you to do your thing. By the way, and I know for some people you don't actually care about this, but kudos to OOTP for adding a neutral gender option. That kind of thing may not matter much to me, but I'm sure it matters to other gamers, and I'm glad that they thought to include the option. Alright, so we now have high accuracy and know that he's a good power hitter and a reasonably good catcher. James Wood is all about power and nothing else. Mr. McClain here has excellent contact, good plate discipline, doesn't strike out very much. He didn't actually play his first year in college. He's a switch hitter that prefers second. His arm isn't great. But this looks like a good overall second baseman. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised about that. Chase Petty. Good stuff. Hard thrower. Nice mixture of fastball, curveball, slider. His changeup is kind of garbage. I'm not that excited about that. Taden Hall is a power hitting catcher and otherwise stinks. I know what I'm going to do. As we find players that might be interesting, I'm going to go ahead and put them on my short list. So Matt McClain, you're on my short list. Cody Schreier. You're a decent defender with good on base skills, but you're not a good hitter. Then again, you're also 18, and you could really be anything. You're interesting enough that I'd probably consider you in the second round. But so far, this is not looking like an elite draft. Kumar Rocker, very polished. The teammate of one Jack Leiter. Very good slider fastball, good power. Controls maybe not where you'd want it to be, but I like the stuff in the movement. I think you could be a good pick. Marcelo Mayer. You're a very nice, well-rounded hitter where your ceiling isn't super duper high, but you're a decent glove. I will shortlist you as well. And Noah Smith. You're all interesting enough that I want to shortlist you and hope that my scouting helps me grab at least a couple of these guys. Boy, you are a one-tool player. One-tool player, but damned, what a tool. This is the definition of raw. Adrian Del Castillo. You're like a decent all-around hitter, but you're not a very good catcher. This is not very good. You'd be a decent third baseman. I'll tag you. A trade proposal. I don't need a third baseman. Kevin Moreno's not very interesting. Like, Phillip Evans is an interesting enough player that I wouldn't mind having him learn a new position. So, I'm going to say no to that. Looks like you're injured. Do I have a decent reliever relatively high up? I do have Cody Bolton. Welcome to the big leagues. I mean, I know someone has to be the closer. I just don't know that I actually care that much about who that person is. So, yeah. I mean, you may think you're good enough to be in the starting lineup. I disagree with you. I mean, I guess I could ask for regulars. Like, we can take on some salary, I suppose. But I'm only getting stuff like, here, take Will Myers. Myers is an even worse choice. But I could just make Myers play first. We could use some power in the middle of the lineup. Colin Moran is nothing exciting to me. He's the definition of meh. It's taking on a lot of salary, though, is the thing. I agree that this would be a mistake. But what I can ask for... How do I add draft picks? Like, you'd never give me one of your top prospects. I understand and accept that. But even a guy like a C.J. Abrams would be a pretty big deal in this farm system. Okay, what if I eat part of his salary? Yeah, you'll never take that trade. Okay, fine. How do I actually request draft picks in exchange? I did turn on trading draft picks, right? Yeah, well, Major League deals for draft picks. So then how do I request a draft pick? Pretty crazy. Okay, so then we'll even talk about C.J. Abrams. Fair. What about Pedro Avila? I can get him. And I know you're not the most well-established prospect, but maybe quantity is what we're going for here. He gets heartburn just thinking about this proposal. You know what? That's fair, but I'm kind of over a barrel here. You're saying don't make this deal. It's not in our best interest. Can I get you to eat some of his salary? You know what? I actually like this deal. It gets us a couple of good prospects. It adds a genuine contributor. And yeah, I think this is a smart trade. We're going to pull the trigger on it. And then immediately, I'm going to shift you to first base. I'm going to send Colin here to AAA. And I add Will Myers. And you're going to slot in nicely, playing first and hitting fifth. There we go. I mean, okay. Do we even have another middle infielder? I do have Steven Alameus, so we'll go with him, I suppose. You know what? Bench coach, I like you. You're my buddy. Go ahead and deal with the depth chart and the pitching staff this season. I just can't be bothered right now. Oh, I got the Rookie of the Month with Cabrian Hayes. Very nice. Oh, you default to no news, only personal messages. Give me my entire organization, please. I like to know how my rookies are doing. I mean, I don't understand how you get injured from being suspended, but whatever. Yeah, there's no way to actually trade draft picks. How weird. How very, very weird. Traded Clint Frazier? Huh. Okay. Hooray, I can have Austin Davis back. How about you go to AAA instead? Okay. We're going to go with some good old Shea Spitzbarth in our lives. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies is a pretty amazing name, all things considered. That's fine. Okay, seriously? Just stop bothering me. Herniated disc for you. You're going to go on the 60-day IL. Oh, I need to call up an additional player. Here, Pedro. You just made the majors. And what am I short on? I need another infielder. There we go. Colin Moran. Welcome back. Always show the leaderboards. Damn, Cobrian Hayes is playing pretty awesome. You love to see that. Do I have to activate him? Can I just send him to the minors? There we go. Yeah, this team is clearly multiple seasons away from competing. I really wish this would stop bothering me just because people have a setback. Here, never bother me about a day-to-day injury. Just don't even bother. What was I going to check out here? I know. I was going to check some of the independent leagues and see if they have any players I might want to buy. So let me do a player search. So sort by potential. Who the heck is this guy? Oh, you must be... Yeah, you're a prospect in the draft. Oh, you're 15. Oh, it's actually including people. I see. Okay. I'm checking to see if there's any good players in the independent leagues that might be worth grabbing. Why can I not sign you to a contract? Because you're not actually a free agent. Okay. I wish you would drop prospects that are in the draft. Can I filter for that? No. I want, what's your jigger? Okay, choose. Oh, here we go. League. Is independent. There we go. All right, so we've got a player like an Addison Russell, who is maybe not a very good human being, but would at least improve the team. I'm frankly not that interested in someone like him. I'd rather buy a prospect. That's a good prospect. And give me all players, please. So I see a guy like a Jeff Singer, and I think to myself, this is the exact kind of player I would like to have on my team. So I just spent $250,000 and I buy him. I'm going to save this as independent league search. Independent leagues is fine. That was one of the reasons, by the way, that I added the independent leagues to the game. I think that's a much more fun and interesting way to find some talent. Newman, you can come back from the DL, or the IL, excuse me. I keep forgetting they don't call it the DL anymore. You can go back to AAA. You get called up. My bench coach figures out what to do with you. And we sim up. You actually don't suck, Richard Rodriguez, which is more than I can say for Clay Holmes. Can I get a prospect if I trade you? You know what? I will happily take Ethan Roberts. No hesitation. That's creepy. Yes, let's consummate the deal. Wow, bro. Wow. You're a little too excited about that. Oh, the fans actually really like Clay Holmes. That's sad. Mitch Keller is improving. Fair enough. And then, Richard, you can come back to the majors. You need to stop me for that. I could just have do not disturb, but I don't really want to do that. I guess not really much I can do about that. That's fine. Game, I know you think I desperately care about the fate of Trevor Cahill, but I really don't. I'm gonna be honest, mate. Alright. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the draft pool, and I'm gonna see if there's any really good players. First of all, look at how much work my scout has done. I appreciate that. Game, I can't. I cannot take Jack Leiter. It is not permitted. Like, you know that I want him, but I can't take him. I have to let him go. I have to let another team experience the glory that is Jack Leiter. And settle for probably Noah Smith. I think Noah Smith is a really smart pick by us. He's an excellent all-around hitter. He's not very big, so I don't know how much power he's going to pack on, but I think he's definitely a good player in the making. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. And we're just going to do a little sim to the end of June. I do notice it is taking a little bit longer to run through each individual day, but so far I don't find it that disruptive. Let me know in the comments if you do. Oh boy. Trevor Cahill's back. You know what, bro? Let's have you rehab. I'm just really in a point where I just really can't be bothered with messing too much with your with this team right now. I think this is going to be a multiple year rebuild. It's going to take a long time. And until I'm in a position where I can start moving some things around, like, I don't even have trade chips right now. Like, there was nobody in my system that I could even flip. What I need is I need a nice offseason to start grabbing a bunch of rookie-level talent. That's what I think we need. I need to start grabbing 1 or 2 year veterans, playing them for half a season, and then flipping them for prospects. Because I think that's the only way that we're ever going to succeed. Oh, you know what? You might not be able to trade draft picks until after the draft. I wonder if that's the issue. Maybe. I don't know. Todd? I have a counteroffer, which is that you go fuck yourself. I'm angry you don't see me starting lineup. Bro. You're hitting 200. Let's look at the advanced stats. I bet you're... Nope, you still suck. You still suck a lot. What if I look at expanded batting? You remain awful. Yes, if people are desperately eager for more Todd Frazier in their lives, I will happily hand him out. You want to give me an interesting bullpen piece? Done. I mean, I can ask for more Ben Cherington, like Julio Rodriguez or Jared Kelenic, but I'm pretty sure they'll laugh in my face. Oof. Get real. Ouch. That's fine. Could I get Antonio Sabeo? That might be doable. He'd need a little bit more. What would I have to trade him? A garbage tier relief pitcher. You say it's not in my best interest. But what if I also acquire the Milker Perez? It won't take much more. See, that's going to be the issue with any trade that I make, is we're going to was we're going to have to add more pieces to get him to bite. And I think I'd wrap. I don't actually want Perez. I'm just going to do this trade. And I know you don't like it, Ben, but it's getting rid of a garbage player who doesn't help for a player who might help and a pretty decent outfield prospect who actually happens to play center field. So we're going to hit complete trade. What role was he playing, if any? He was my backup third baseman. Well, it's a good thing I have that one guy. I'll just call up Alamace, and he can figure something out to do with it. Oh, international free agents. I definitely want to get on this train. If there's a tremendous player... Like, you're not very good, dude. You've got decent fundamentals here. You're just not really what I would call an exciting hitter, but sure. Oh, you moved it over here. Got it. Damn it. That's going to take a while to get used to. Boop and boop. There we go. Have $5 million. Who made the All-Star game from Pittsburgh besides Cabrian Harris, who's probably it? Also Cody Bolton. There you go. That's one more All-Star than I expected to have. Shane Bieber, James Karinchak, and Jose Ramirez from Cleveland. I'll buy that. I will buy that. Do you have any good prospects make the roster here? Quinn Priester did. Nick Gonzalez did, and that's it. Today is draft day. Begone, foul temptress. Matt McClain is the better hitter. But Noah Smith is better all around. And he also happens to be an elite level defender. I hate to say it, but I'm very, very thinking about Mr. Noah Smith. And I know it seems like a mistake. I know it seems like a mistake. And I'm not even convinced that it's not a mistake. But there's nobody else in this draft that I look at and I say, if I don't pick this player, we're doomed. Because a lot of the other players here are, quite frankly, one-dimensional players. Whereas Noah Smith has, I think, a pretty fair chance to be a good all-around shortstop. So I'm going to take Noah Smith. And I know in my heart that it's a mistake because of how great Jack Leiter was in our time frame. But I think this is still the right move. That's what I think. And my scout did a great job of scouting everyone that's high up in the rankings. So okay. Renee is a decent catcher with incredible power and not much else. He's also only 17. I am willing to spend a second round pick to find out if he can handle pitching more regularly. Did the Rangers end up taking Jack Leiter? They did. Okay, that's borderline creepy. That OSA mocked Noah Smith to me. They also assumed that I'd get Kumar Rocker in the second round. It looks like someone else already grabbed him. That is spooky. OOTP, are you listening to me right now? Are you listening to me? Is that how you knew I would not take Jack Leiter? What else we got here? We have Mikey Perez. A pretty okay second base prospect. I don't know if he'll hit, but I'm willing to give him the chance to find out. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take Mikey here. I'm not going to overthink this. Man, Tanner Smith keeps falling. I'll take Tanner Smith. Chandler Champlain really wants to come play for Pittsburgh, which might be an indication that he's insane, but maybe he's not. I mean, you don't really excite me. You've got 3 decent pitches, and your overall portfolio is I mean, at least Colton Sundhoff is a good control pitcher. Well, I'm going to take Colton. I'm sorry. Chandler, if you will sign for $0, then I will take you. And now let's check batting potential and see if we can find any diamonds in the rough here. Like Cade Grundy. You're a good all-around hitter, even if you don't impress me as a pitcher. I will draft you. I will happily draft you for $0 and see how you turn out. I'm also going to sing for Joseph Calafute because look at that eye. Done. Any secret, like, major league pitchers? Maybe you, Dean. Drafted. And then I think we're at the point where I just go ahead and trust my scout to do the rest of the draft for me. And the best part is this was a cheap draft, too. Now, We are very far away from getting an elite level prospect, and we're probably going to have to trade to find that prospect. But that means having something worth trading, and right now I don't even have that much. Stephen Brault. I will trade Tyler Anderson, actually. I mean, he is Mr. Duck. That's true. But can I now trade players for draft picks? Was that the issue? No, it's not. I'm going to have to post on the OOTP forums and find out why I can't actually trade people for draft picks, but it's fine. What if you gave me Khalil Watson? Oh, you just got drafted. That's fine. What about this rando? I'd have to add someone who actually doesn't suck. That's how much Tyler Anderson sucks. If that's how people think of him, I'm just going to go ahead and demote him. No? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to waive you anyway, and I'm going to see if I can sucker somebody into taking you off my hands. But yeah, we are definitely looking at a... Wait, what? Oh, Indianapolis Indians. Got it. Let's advance up to the trading deadline. Trevor Cahill. I have to decide what to do with you. You're not terrible. Can I get somebody who might want to trade for you? I wonder. Oh, you know what? I'd actually rather demote Cody Bolton and let him try to improve as a pitcher. And then Trevor Cahill can go up to the majors. Brian Goodwin broke his hand. That's unfortunate. I guess Travis Swaggerty gets called up. I mean, he's a pretty good center fielder, and that lets me move someone else to right. So you're a top prospect. You don't really have a whole lot else to prove in the minors. Yeah, you can be promoted to the majors. Adam Frazier's actually surprisingly decent. I thought he was worse than he is. Oof, not for that though. I will deal with you in the off season, my friend. That is yikes. Like, that is a whole lot of money. And I'm not even convinced you'll be worth it. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit on you and figure out what you might be worth. Let's go up to the trade deadline. I'm going to try to shop you one more time. I guess I could put regulars on the list, too. It's not like I have great players. Take on somebody's bad contract. Yaisel Puig is actually not the worst idea I've heard. He'd probably want a chance to play every day. He's super cheap. And I just lost my starting right fielder. Let's do it. I'm sorry you think he is known to cause issues, but he plays a very important role in that he's not awful. And he happens to play right field. Really? You put Will Myers back at right? I want him playing first, where he's amazing. Whatever. This is what you get when you tell your bench coach that he can do whatever he wants. So here's one thing I want to do. I would like to bring you back for one more season. Not for that much money. You can go right to hell with that talk. I mean, you are hitting extremely well, but I'm not convinced that you're that great a hitter. Is there anyone I'd like to trade? There really isn't. There's a lot of arbitration-eligible players here who might get traded in the offseason, but at the moment, I don't feel particularly driven to trade anyone. Oh, dear. We are quite liking you, Cabrian. That's good news. But yeah, I don't have what I typically like to have, which is players that I can trade for a profit. I just don't have that. So let's go to August. Thanks, Will. You're a real trooper. Wait till the day after the bloody trading deadline. What a jerk. I can call up Cole Tucker. I think he deserves at least a shot in the majors. He fills the job that needs filled right now. So we'll figure out what he can handle. I'll tell you right away what I'm going to do. Aren't you the guy I just traded for? Or did I just draft you? Oh, I took you in the 22nd round. Yeah. It's a good thing I did, because, yikes. What was I going to do here? I could check out player development. Any exciting news here? Chase and Shreve just put on a whole bunch of stuff. That's good to know. Oh, right, Phillip Evans. I forgot about you. You're like the perfect first baseman if I needed one. Oh, well. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn on Do Not Disturb mode. Just for the simple fact that I just don't really care what happens the rest of this regular season. And this will hopefully stop it from bothering me every 5 seconds. So, early impressions of OOTP 22. I like it a lot. I like some of the quality of life improvements. I really like how big the drag boxes are now. I love having the independent leagues. I think that's going to be really tremendous. I'm not thrilled about not being able to trade draft picks, and I think that's probably just something that's going to have to be fixed. But I'm definitely going to post about it on the forums, and hopefully that's something they can get fixed relatively quickly. And we're going to be picking top 5 again next season, which is fine with me. Because it's going to take us a while to make this team competitive. We have nothing, basically. Come on, Giants. You can go on a winning streak at the end of the season. I believe in you. Damn it. We won 60 games. I said they can go on a hot streak, not us. The NL Central was not good this season. Like, yikes. The best team was 81 and 77. I just noticed it actually put my division at the top to make it easier to spot. That's actually kind of neat. I could take a job. I could take a job with one of the World Baseball Classics. Oh, it expired. Oh, well. Delete. And we're just going to go... We're going to take a quick look at how players did this season. And then we're going to think about... Okay, great. Why did you sign David Robertson? Yeah, I'm a cut you. You really took a player of this caliber, yanked him out of high A, and threw him into the major leagues. Like, come on, game. No, you go right back to high A. And I want it known on your permanent record, game, that I will definitely hold that against you if that prospect gets ruined. Because I'm counting on him to be a good starter, not a mediocre reliever. Go ahead and call up Jeff Singer. That's fine. Okay, we can have Brian Goodwin back. You can go to AAA. Oh, you need to be on the 40-man. Then just go to the minors and rehab. Until the playoffs end. We are not going there. Hey, the New York Yankees. There's some upstarts for you. Aren't you the guy with the knuckleball? Yeah, you are. What a strange career you had. Wow, Kansas City got a wild card spot. I don't think that's going to happen this year. You can just rehab. Damn it. Why did you acquire so many bad players? Like, just stop, game. Oh, I'm still over my limit on players. You can go back to AAA. Call you up. You can go back to AAA. Haha, Yankees. You won 100 plus games and the Royals beat your ass. I'd also like it noted that the Twins not only won a playoff game, but won a playoff series. And made the World Series against the Dodgers. I don't like their chances there, but... Damn! Well, if you're a Twins fan, you know what? Yeah. So, Ownery McOwnerface. Wait, what? No. The major leagues don't post. Whoopsie. No. That should only be for the other leagues. If we look at Korea. Oh, really? It has to be posted for everybody? Well, that's awkward. Oh, derp. Here's the issue. I need to look here. There we go. That was the problem. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna do posting, guys. Oh, too late. What does my owner think? He is good. Well, that's impressive. I like that. Yeah, hopefully that won't happen, because that was kind of weird. That was just me not paying enough attention. So that's actually going to conclude this episode. I know not a whole lot happened. I hope you guys are just excited like I was to see the new game. I really dig the new coaching thing, and I'm hoping that we'll see some pretty impressive improvements. How do we owe so much money? I don't know. I'll worry about it later. It's honestly probably just because you're being a dick with the budget. Yeah. I will set one other thing just because oh no, I don't think you can set that, can you? Like, I want to set my own budgets. I don't care about the ticket price, but I do care about my own budgets. So, that's fine, though. I'm probably going to try to trade Will Myers. And I don't know that we'll succeed. But that would obviously be the biggest thing that we could do. But we're going to wait for the new league year to do that. And we're obviously going to have to talk to some people about signing longer contracts. If we quickly review how the team turned out this season. Oh no, you're not using the real batting stats one. There we go. You're using the correct one now. Ke'Bryan Hayes was phenomenal. He's exactly what we want in a Major League Baseball player and more. And of all the players on this team, this is the most likely player to still be around when the Pirates are good. 11 homers, 11 triples. I'm not going to count on that level of triples again. 49 doubles, 294 batting average, good slugging. He was a plus defender at third base. Like, I don't know that he'll win a Gold Glove, but he didn't hurt us. And, yeah, so Ke'Bryan Hayes, clearly the MVP. That's an awfully high strikeout rate. I don't like someone that strikes out in 20% of their at-bats, but as long as the rest of his profile is good, I'll deal with it. Adam Frazier, basically turned in a 2019 season again, but with a little bit more on base. And He's a pretty good second baseman. Like, he is making the stuff that he needs to make. Brian Reynolds was decent. And then we have a whole bunch of players who just weren't that good. Including Steven Alamais, because for some reason you played him. And, like, I get that he's an okay defender. Yeah, that's routine, likely, even, unlikely, like extreme, and then impossible. But bro, I am not filled with confidence about your skills at all. Yasiel Puig turned out to not be that great. Well, you know what? We didn't give up much for him either. We gave up Tyler Anderson. So, meh. It's a classic lose-lose trade. Nobody really got what they wanted out of that trade, and that's fine. Pitching-wise, please give me pitching stats. 1. It was a bunch of okay. I mean, that's all it was. Like, I'm certainly not going to complain about Mitch Keller's performance. And if there's a second player on this team who'll be around when the Pirates are good again, it's going to be him. I mean, he pitched the whole season. That in and of itself is quite nice. Yeah. I can mess with that. I might do it another time. I'm not really worried about it for right now, though. But yeah, we basically just had a pretty okay team that lost 92 games. And we're going to be picking 7th in the next draft, which is not ideal. Wait, what? How did you guys get draft picks? How come you got draft picks and I didn't get draft picks? What? What? Let me check the trade log. I want to see what's going on there. Okay, cash. Yeah, this is not helping. Let me click on Boston. Let me click on info. Let me pretend to be Boston for a second here. Here we go. Transaction log. Oh dear. That's not what I wanted at all. You know, dumb, you'd help if you went back to when trading was actually possible. You got Craig Kimbrell from the Chicago Cubs. That's a nice package of prospects, actually. Like, what? Oh, you know what it might be? It might be that they didn't sign their... Yeah, they didn't sign their person. So only picking 7th, but I still think we'll get a pretty decent player if we pick 7th. If we sort by default and just look by pure potential, all players... There's still some decent players here. Even if we end up picking a little bit later on in the draft. So that's good news. Right. So next episode, we're going to see how the offseason goes. We definitely need to be fairly active, but we may not be able to because I'm already feeling the pinch, and it's only because I added Will Myers' freaking salary. Can I trade him real quick to end the episode? Can I get literally anything for this jerk? Wow, Boston really wants him. I don't know if they're willing to give me at least an interesting pitcher for him. But yeah, done. I'll take Nick Pivetta. Boom. And now I actually have money to spend in the offseason, and I can extend players with it. I have a lot more flexibility than I did just a few seconds ago. And I got a pretty decent player out of it. Like, I'm not saying that Nick Pivetta is going to win the Cy Young anytime soon, but he might. He just might. Alright, friends, that's going to be it for me this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you have, please remember to give the video a like, comment down below. Especially because it's a new series with a new game. Let me know if there's anything you're excited to see in OOTP 22. I'll try to make it happen next episode. But until then, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.